y'all came rushing in.
I
Victoria, if
know.
y'all just want to kind of just talk, chat around, get a little loose, that's fine as well. But I'll have it recording.
My toddler was throwing the biggest tantrum as I was walking out the door. You never do that, huh? I know.
Why are you saying that to me?
Because you throw tantrums too. Okay. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to our
We know
channel.
about that.
Huh?
About- We know about those.
Oh, yeah. 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 We do too. Here, we'll do our intro and we'll get started. All ready? Are you ready,
Yes.
Stella? Okay.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to our channel. We are continuing with our 30 Days of Williams Syndrome, where we interview people with Williams Syndrome and our friends and anybody else that we can get on this channel with us. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have Jen and Stella with us today. And we're so excited to have you guys here.
Whoa! Excited?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Excited.
I think y'all kind of look alike. Like y'all, I can tell that you're her mother. I can. Yeah, I was looking at
Oh,
pictures of Stella.
what?
Oh,
What?
on the Styles by Stereotypes. I was looking at her
No.
pictures, and I was like, you can tell that that's her
Yes.
mom. Y'all look alike.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I
I
do
know none
love
of my
my
kids,
mom
both my kids
too.
have blonde hair.
Huh?
You do look like your mom, I think. When I met your mom at convention, I mean, I think you both look like your mom for sure, but um, you guys have the dark hair. Both my kids have
Yeah.
light hair. I don't know
Yeah,
how
she
that
does have
happened.
lighter hair. Stella, do you
Yeah.
love your mama?
Yeah.
She's cool, huh?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think that's how Alexander feels about me. She loves me, and then sometimes she's like, she's still here. That's what.
I
So you treat
know.
me sometimes. Okay, so we know Jen through the Williams Syndrome Association. We did a podcast with you because you do the podcast for Williams Syndrome, and you had us on one time. So I guess how did you get so
Oh.
involved with the association? 'Cause that's how I know of you. But like, how did you get interconnected with
That's how you
that?
know me.
Yeah.
I well, I'm trying to think. It's been a while ago. So Stella was diagnosed with Williams syndrome at 5,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a real sudden thing. And I am just a seeker of knowledge. So immediately when I suspected that this is probably what she had, I started doing all this research, which, as you guys know, kind of leads you to the Williams Syndrome
Mm-hmm.
Association. That's who has like most information about supporting somebody with Williams syndrome. And so I just got really involved, and it was like Stella got diagnosed formally with Williams syndrome in January, and by July we were like at our first convention in Columbus, Ohio, which was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And it's just some, as you guys also know, like once you start being around people with Williams syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a magnetic community that then I just was connected, and I started doing things not to the level that you are all doing it, but I started posting things on social media and just pushing Williams syndrome awareness in our local community.
Mm-hmm.
And then that led me to the podcast. So a couple years ago, the Williams Syndrome Association was like, we're thinking about doing a podcast. And I was like, I would love to help. And they said, would you like to co-host it? And I thought that's weird because my voice is like not podcasting material.
Oh, I
It
think
But
it
I was
is.
like,
is.
sure,
Yeah, it
why
is.
not? That's a great skill.
It is.
I think you do great on the
I don't think.
podcast, actually. I like
Oh,
can't
you do.
envision
That's
it
very
with
sweet. But
anybody else.
my voice,
No,
really, really.
no. I
I
think
think your
everybody
voice is
doesn't
great.
like the sound of their own voice. I think it's a perk because I'll walk in and she'll be playing one of our videos and I'm like, oh, my voice. So, you know. So, how long have you been doing the podcast?
We've been doing the podcast for a little over 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and we interview people with Williams syndrome, which is really fun. originally I thought our focus would be more like the people that support those with Williams syndrome, and it definitely is. We have doctors, we have educators, we have people that are doing work in the Williams syndrome community supporting our folks, but really, like, the majority of people are just individuals living with Williams syndrome, and
Yeah.
some of them have awesome, amazing stories, and then some of them are like, I like to take naps all day.
Mm-hmm.
and and I love that. I love that we are showcasing like the spectrum of Williams syndrome, like the folks that are, doing a lot in the community, and then the folks that aren't,
Mhm.
because those stories are all important.
Mhm.
And it's important, like, as a parent, I think about, gosh, if I would have had this medium when
Mhm.
Stella was diagnosed, it would have been like really helpful for me to understand like what her future could look like. And so I just love like that we're amplifying the voices that are commonly like not heard.
Mhm. No, we love the podcast. It's great. It's very wholesome. It's a very wholesome podcast. I love it. Well, Miss
It is a
Stella.
wholesome podcast. Brett, do you know Brendan
Mhm.
Alexandra?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
He's
do.
real cute, real cute, real fun,
He's real cute. Alexander's into firemen.
real cute.
So if he's not a fireman, she's like, oh, they have to be a fireman. I know.
Not your type.
Well, Miss Stella, what do you enjoy doing? What goes on in your world?
You're kind of like out of the shot here, girl. So I'll just move that over.
Uh,
Well, tell them what grade you're in.
8th grade,
8th grade.
Wow.
Almost what?
9th grade.
Almost a freshman, y'all.
Oh my gosh. I bet that makes you feel old, Mama.
It's getting real serious. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It makes me feel old. I can see also my chin's on this call, so
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh,
everything is making
no.
me feel old.
No, you're
Stella
absolutely
was
beautiful,
really
and you
excited
always
to
have
talk to you
beautiful
guys
skin.
about. Oh, that's very nice of you.
What
Stella's
do you-
really excited to talk to you about what?
My pets.
Yeah, her pets.
Your pets. What kind of pets do you have?
Yes. Guinea pigs.
I know. Your mom actually told me that because we got guinea pigs, and she said we have guinea pigs too. Well, tell me about your guinea pigs.
Uh,
What are the names?
Bacon Bits and Pipsqueak.
Their names are Bacon Bits and Pipsqueak.
I love that. That's so cute. We have 3 guinea pigs, and I feel like they're more like fish. Like we watch them,
Ow.
and they don't let us touch
Yes.
them. Is that how your guinea pigs are?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I do a lot of work for them
Do you
with no love in return.
do? We do. It's the worst pet that I've ever agreed to.
Mommy.
But this one loves them. She loves them
Yeah.
so much. And one of them does let her very aggressively love it.
Aw.
Right? You smother it with kisses. Yes, you love it. What are your 3 guinea pigs' names?
Well, it changes daily. They're my toddler's guinea pigs.
Okay.
So, it's usually Guinea and Pig and Roo. But, I'm the one that takes care of them, so I should probably give them proper names.
No.
She
Yeah.
has like a
Yeah.
little grocery
It's a lot of
buggy. Haha. Yes. Now, I will say, I don't know if you're a gardener, but I use our guinea pig poop to fertilize our garden, and it is outstanding. Not to
Really?
be TMI, but you
Okay,
can
well-
use that. They're little pellets of gold for
There's
the
a lot of
garden.
pubes. So that's good to know.
It
Okay.
is. If
Okay.
you have flowers,
Wow.
if you have, there you go. You just sprinkle them out there. It's great. My tomatoes love it,
So
actually.
you just like you clean them up. Look
Yeah.
at where this podcast is going already.
I know, this is
So you
great.
clean up the poops and dump them in.
Well, if we're really going to get into the logistics, I have a bin that I put all their little poopies in. And then when the bin gets a certain amount, then we go out in the garden and we dig a little hole and we put poopies in them, buy all of the plants, and it fertilizes our plants. And so I don't have to buy fertilizer at the store. They are going to earn their keep at our house.
I like this. I like this idea. This makes me happy. So you dig a hole first, okay?
Yeah. Like a little
Wow.
hole. Like, just put little little golden nuggets down in it. And Alexander does not participate in this whatsoever. Just physical labor is not in her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But she'll sit with me.
Girl, we are the same over here. Like there's no cleaning up of any guinea pig poops in our house, is there? No.
Do you like to feed them?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my daughter loves to feed them. She feeds them every morning, but that's like the extent of what she does. But I think that's really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, they are real cute. What other animals do you have, Stell?
Uh, 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
2 dogs.
And
Are you still a
And
little
a
more partial
tortoise.
to the
And a
guinea
tortoise.
pigs than the dogs? You like the guinea pigs better?
Mommy, do I have a giant one?
you have a giant dog, yes, and a little dog. Which ones do you like better? The guinea pigs or the tortoise or the
Ow.
dogs?
Mommy.
What?
It's funny.
You like the pigs the best, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, she likes the pigs the best. They're her favorite.
I like dogs more than guinea pigs.
Yeah. Alexander's like, why is there so much poop all the time? I'm like, that's a good question. Yeah.
So, do you like the dogs more than the chickens?
Yeah, Alexander actually hates chickens.
I can't.
Yeah, she does. It's, I don't know. Why do you hate the chickens?
They're
You don't
annoying.
go collect the eggs?
Against her will.
No.
She will against her will. What she has.
Don't
Against her will.
make me.
Yep.
Yeah, she thinks they're annoying.
She's like, all they do is blah, 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 blah. Well, that's true.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
No. So Stella, does she have any health conditions that are related to her Williams syndrome, or has she ever had to deal with anything of that nature?
Do you have any health conditions? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, right? What do you have?
Not good.
Not good. What is it?
Oh. Is it where my kidneys are?
That's a different one. You have high blood
Pressure.
pressure.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
Do you have any, Alexandra?
Do I?
No. She
No.
I think we deal more with
Anxiety.
and phobias now as an adult, and that's really her big thing that we have to work around. But as for like health conditions organ wise, she's never had any cardiac issues or high blood pressure or anything like that. Yeah, but we still go to the cardiologist. So has Stella always had high blood pressure? Is this something new or?
Yeah, she had. So you guys can imagine when I found out that Stella. What are you doing? Are you turning away? What's happening?
No.
Oh, okay. When I found out that she had Williams syndrome, like I said, it was a really sudden thing,
Mhm.
and actually the way that it happened was somebody said Stella reminds me of a student I used to teach who has Williams syndrome, and I went out in the
Mhm.
car and I Googled Williams syndrome, and all of these pictures showed up of all these people who looked exactly like Stella.
Yeah.
And so I'm like reading through all of the traits of somebody with Williams syndrome, and one of them is that cardiac stuff, right? And so literally the first 2 weeks where I was waiting to get into a cardiologist and determine if Stella had Williams syndrome were like so agonizing for me, because I was like, what if she has some major cardiac problem and I have no idea? What if I have no idea? So I
Yeah.
think I didn't sleep for those 2 weeks. I just watched her sleep and prayed that nothing was wrong.
Yeah.
Really, like her cardiac stuff is mild
Okay.
for like the Williams syndrome spectrum, but as because the missing component is elastin, that's the gene that triggers somebody having Williams syndrome. It's one of those things that cardiovascularly it can progress over time. So kind of what happens, I don't know if you guys have ever talked about this on your podcast, but
No, we haven't.
with the missing elastin, okay, with the missing elastin, it's like your arteries are a little bit loose, and so the blood isn't pumping as precisely through them as they should. So because they're a little loose in their expansion and contraction, over time they start stiffening.
Ugh.
And that's what leads to the high blood pressure unless
Yeah.
somebody has already like some sort of stenosis or narrowing of their vascular system. It's almost like an accelerated aging is what I say. Like, you know
Mhm.
how like maybe your parents or your grandparents like take medicine for their heart to control their blood pressure. It's the same thing with Williams syndrome. So many of our folks may not have the severe stuff, like the things that we think cause open heart surgeries and those severe things that we all want to stay away from. But a lot of them are living with conditions like high blood pressure or gastrointestinal
Yeah.
challenges, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think a lot of her friends have gastrointestinal issues for sure.
They do.
And the elastin, it can cause issues with their joints as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do you have that, Alexandra?
I have luxating patella in both my kneecaps.
Yeah, she does. She's
Yep.
supposed to wear braces, but she
Yeah.
doesn't
Doesn't do it.
because they're too
Understand.
uncomfortable.
Understandable.
So, I
Yeah.
don't know. But, you know,
Stella and I are getting ready to go on a trip to Japan for school, which is going to be so fun, but it's going to be a lot of walking. And
yeah.
I'm really nervous because, like, I don't know about you, Alexandra, but if Stella has to walk a lot, our attitude goes down real fast.
I think it's any uncomfortableness. Yeah. I guess it's a sensory thing too.
Yes.
They just don't. And that was one thing when she was a baby, my mom noticed early on is if she got uncomfortable, it was too hot or too, like, it just, she was so triggered about it all the time. So it was one thing where she was like, something's not right here with this one
Yep.
right here. So,
Yep.
but now we know.
It's so true. And you were saying that like anxiety is a big issue for you,
Hmm.
Alexandra, like now that you're older. And I know that that's also common too.
Hmm.
Stella has a lot of anxiety. And I think when she was younger, she had a lot of ADHD or like, you know,
Hmm.
just inability to like focus on anything. But what I've seen as she's gotten older is anxiety is really starting to creep up. And a lot
Hmm.
of the folks I interview, I hear that too. Like, I think last week we were supposed to do our podcast, and I was worried about it because there was a big storm
Yeah. Yeah.
here. And that's one that can trigger Stella.
Hmm. You get triggered by storms too, huh?
I don't like them.
No, she doesn't like them. She gets really bad anxiety. Always thinks something really bad is going to happen, and we have to take our deep breaths, you know. But I will say that's something that I guess isn't talked about as much because, especially when we've done interviews, they always label her as like the happy syndrome and like you're always happy and loving, which I mean, I will say was more the case when she was younger. But more now
Mm-hmm.
into adulthood, it definitely we have more anxiety. We have, um, you don't run up to people and just randomly give them hugs anymore. So it definitely like kind of changes into adulthood, I would say. And it seems pretty common with other people that we've interviewed.
I know better not to go up to someone I don't know
Yeah,
now.
but when you were little, you didn't
I
know.
know.
I know. Would you say like the true is true for Stella? Like I know you say she can be a little spicy sometimes, but has she always been that way, or do you think it's transitioned more as she's gotten older?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about you guys because um, it was like when we were first like early into like our stuff with social media,
Hmm.
one of the things that I thought would be fun was to do like an interview with Chris from Special Books by Special
Oh
Kids.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I have the I probably have the only person with Williams syndrome who is not happy. So that was my selling point. I was like, I have an unhappy Williams syndrome person, and apparently that wasn't enough to get on the show
Well, I
because we
think
didn't
it
make it.
should be because it's an oddity, you know. Like, well, I don't know. I don't know how they would label it, but no, I find it interesting for sure. And it gives a good perspective that they're not all the same. They're not all happy, and
Mm-mm.
all of y'all are different.
We are different.
Y'all are all different in your own way, and it's okay. So, No, I think it's good to raise awareness of that too. That maybe if someone else has a Williams syndrome child that's not as happy and portrayed that they're supposed to be this way, that it's okay. If that makes sense. I don't know
And
if
I
anything I
appreciate you
just said
guys
makes
saying
sense.
that. No, it absolutely does. I appreciate you guys saying that because I know in the beginning of our diagnosis, like that was really hard on me. Like
Mm-hmm.
specifically, I remember us going to Williams syndrome camp, and Stella had like a huge meltdown
Yeah.
in the line, and one of the moms was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna pray for you," and I was like, "Oh God, like even
Mom,
in my own community,
Mom.
like I'm different, right? Because
Yeah.
there are so many happy, sweet kids." And I've learned through the course of my journey, I've met them, that not every person with Williams syndrome is happy, and a lot are quite spicy. So I know I'm not the only one, but I think that's just like what we hear, and I
Yeah.
think you're right. It maybe does have something to do with age, right? Like as our kids
Mm-hmm.
age, they get less of the happiness and more of the anxiety. I definitely see that like more in adults,
Yeah.
but I mean, the first time I met Alexandra, when I met her at convention, she was like, "You're so pretty," and she was so complimentary
I
to
was being
me and to
serious.
Stella. You're very sweet. So I know that that's part of your personality. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
all of it, right? You're sassy
Oh,
too.
she's quite spicy. She can
Mhm,
be spicy.
mhm.
Yeah, we get a
I
lot of comments, and they're like,
I
"She's
actually have a
so
question for.
happy. You must be so lucky to have
Oh
such."
yeah.
And I'm like, "I am. Of course I am. But don't let it fool you. Okay, she's got spice." Anyway, what were you about to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I have a question for you guys,
Okay.
if I can.
No, of course you can.
Yeah, speaking of this like spiciness, right? Speaking of the spiciness that our people have, like your sisters, and I mean, didn't grow up with a sister, so I don't know what it's like, but like Stella has a sister and they fight all the time. Is that is
Oh,
that your experience in
yeah.
your life? Has
Yeah.
that gotten to be less as
Is
you've
it
gotten
older,
older?
younger
I'd
sister?
love to hear.
Is it her
Yeah,
older, younger
younger.
sister? Younger. Well, see, like you have to pick on your younger sister, Stella, right? That's just what you gotta do. No, we do.
You pick on her.
Do you pick on your sister? Do you mess with her and play jokes? Yeah, you do.
Mommy,
Do you mess with her and play jokes, or are you just mean?
and I apologize.
Oh, you're mean and you apologize. Yeah.
Well, Alexander doesn't apologize to me sometimes, so that's
Whoa.
very nice of you, Stella. No, we do. We pick and fight like normal sisters, but I will say we're both to get over. We get over things pretty fast, a lot faster than I guess most siblings would.
Mhm,
But I think when we were younger, we fought a lot more than we do now. Wouldn't you say?
mhm.
Yeah, because like I guess Alexander never really understood boundaries, and which is fine with me now.
Mhm.
Like I don't care. But when I was a teenager, going through my hormonal teenager phase, I'd be like, "Oh my god, get out of my stuff! Get out of my room! Quit wanting to hang out with my friends!"
Yes.
So kind of those things.
Whoa.
But I know I was a little brat.
She sure was.
Well, I mean, I feel like we all go through that stage. You're like, you're going through your hormonal brat stage right now. But we'll digress.
Let's not start that on
Okay,
the
okay. I'm
podcast.
picking on you. Anyway, so I think we did fight a lot more when we were younger than we do now. I think it's just part of growing up. On my end, I
It's
would
part.
say. So
Yeah, because are you younger?
I'm the oldest. She's the youngest. And then it was always like a thing when I would have like a boy over and we would watch TV. My mom would send Alexandra to like sit in the chair on the opposite side of the room to like babysit us. And anyway, and she'd be
Spy
like,
on
"Are
you.
you holding hands? Did mom say you could hold hands? I'm gonna go tell her." And I'd be like, "Alexandra, get out of here, get out." Anyway, so
Well, you
Whoa.
were a teenager, and I had
I know. I
to.
feel like it's normal sibling stuff.
Well,
Anyway,
mm.
so it's
That's
normal.
right. You guys seem to get along really well. I mean, like really, and I don't know. That's like one thing that I worry about with Stella is, like again we were talking about that happy
Mm-hmm.
personality, right? Like, and,
Mom.
and actually it's common in our. I've heard it a lot that like sometimes it's hard for the sibling without Williams syndrome to have a sibling with a disability. Um, so I was just wondering if like you guys had those challenges growing up. It seems like you work through them and work together really well.
No, we have. I think it was a lot in, how we were brought up by our mom. She, I mean, never showed favoritism or if I did feel as if maybe Alexander was getting a little bit more in attention, like as a young child, it was always communicated with me. And, like I'm not playing favorites, Alexander, she just needs a little more attention right now at this time. But once we get past this, we'll be fine. I don't know. And we kind of worked through it and worked it out. But she did say when we were like young, because I guess you would have been like 2, so I would have been 5. I'd be like, Mom, why don't you love me? Like as a little kid. But um, I feel like all kids go through that when they have like a younger sibling come in. It's like, wait, I'm not the only one anymore. I'm not the only one getting all the attention anymore. So, but
Wow.
huh? Oh, she bored.
What are you gonna say, Stella Rue?
Yes.
No,
Well, Stella,
she's
we
just
love
moving.
you.
She's wiggling.
Huh?
They said they love you.
We
Thanks.
do.
Yeah,
She's beautiful and she has beautiful hair.
She's a pretty fun one. Of course, never when you like want her to be fun, but right now maybe. Yes. You're very sweet.
No, we love her.
Do you have more
We
questions?
can't wait to meet y'all
for
in person.
Alexandra and Victoria.
I
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I haven't.
Golly.
I know. We are excited. We are excited to meet you too, and it's going to be like so much fun. I don't know if you guys are ready to be immersed in this fashion world, but
Mommy.
it's so much fun. You had fun at the fashion show last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to help us out,
You
Stella.
sure did.
You know what you're doing
Yeah.
and we don't, so you're gonna have to help us out.
Can you
Show
do
us the
that?
ropes.
Yes.
You can teach us. Alexander needs to
Yes.
know how to do a catwalk. She needs
Oh.
help on that.
I feel like you already know how to do it. You guys start thinking about your song, like a song you want to walk out to.
We had to
So
do that.
fun.
We had to do that. Well, one more question before we get off here. Since Stella's a little different in the Williams syndrome community, do you think that she also has like an affinity to music? Does music seem to bring her joy, and does she know a lot of songs and pick up on
Yeah.
things easily? Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell them about what your favorite song is.
What?
What's your favorite
What's your
song?
song?
What is it?
What is it?
What?
What song do you love to sing?
Spangle.
Tell 'em.
Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner.
Really? That's impressive.
Yes.
Good job, Stella.
Yeah.
Do you know all the words?
Thanks.
One of her most. Yes, and she actually knows it in a couple different languages. Right?
That's
Which ones?
really impressive.
French.
French and you know it in Spanish, right?
In Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Her favorite thing to do, I don't know if you do this, like if there's something that you like when you feel anxious,
Stella.
Alexandra, like
Yeah.
Stella loves to go outside and swing, and she loves
Oh,
to
I
sing
do
the
that
Star Spangled
too.
Banner. You're a swinger?
Oh.
I guess that didn't sound right. Swinger. You like to swing.
Yes. Swing on a swing. Or she'll rock in the rocking chair. Like a
Yeah.
motion, back and forth motion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Which I see.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's like a calming, because autistic people also will rock or sway to help kind of calm and regulate themselves as well. So, but it helps. Definitely helps. But the Star Spangled Banner, that is
Yeah,
great. I love
yes.
that.
She loves it. And what else do you? Stella plays an instrument at school. She's in the band.
Wow.
Float.
The flute. You'll have to play for us. I want
Yeah.
to hear you play. Yeah. Can you play the Star Spangled Banner on the flute?
Not quite yet, but we should work on that. Why haven't we worked on that before?
Mommy.
Should we do that?
Ow.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
We should do that. Yeah.
Mommy.
I'll have to send him a video of you playing the flute.
Yes,
She does
please
a pretty
do.
good job, right?
Mommy. Yes.
Also, very hard instrument if you're a person with low tone. Keeping that arm up is like it's a real challenge,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's awesome, Stella. Very, very impressive. I wish Alexandra had learned how to play an instrument, but she
Yes.
has no interest.
Mm.
No interest
We have
at
a
all.
lot. We have a music room where, we have a music room where we have a lot of instruments, and it's almost like where those instruments have gone to die because we've tried every instrument. So we have a piano, a trumpet, a clarinet. What else do we have? Drums, harmonica. So we have a lot of instruments. I've also noticed, like when she was younger, she liked playing those instruments. As she's gotten older, it's moved to like listening to music.
Yeah.
She's a big music listener.
Well,
I know
awesome.
you're the same, right, Alexandra?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it
What's your
definitely
favorite
helps
band?
with regulating emotions, them listening to music. For sure. Wouldn't you say? It helps calm you down or help you get excited. When you're listening to a sad song, you'll be like rocking and crying in the chair, and I'll be like, let's change the song. Let's change to a happy song. Come on now. But anyway, well, thank you guys so much for coming on our podcast with us. We're honored to have you guys here.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to meet you, Stella. I'm so
Woohoo.
excited.
Equally honored. Thank you all so much, and thanks for the work
Thank
that you're
you.
doing for Williams Syndrome Awareness Month. I just got my giant bag of shirts in the mail.
It was so heavy. Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate that. She bought a whole bunch of shirts, and
Oh,
it was
boy.
like carrying a child to the mail to drop off.
I was impressed with how many shirts you got in that little bag.
I know. I kind of was too. I didn't know how I was going to make that work, but I guess I did. So thank you. I really appreciate
did.
that. Thank you so
You
much.
did, and they got here, and it's great. We'll send you some photos of all of our folks
Yes!
getting their merch, huh?
Please send us
You
some
like
photos.
that? Yes.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yes, we'll see you in a
Woohoo!
couple weeks. We're so excited.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yes, Stella. You're going to have to be there and cheer us on.
I don't think we're ready, but we will be ready.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So, all right. You guys stay weird over there. We'll be weird over here. And then
Yes.
soon we'll be weird together.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, Stella.
Bye.
Mwah.
Yay.